For today, we're going to be taking the place values that we've worked on, an understanding of the place values that we've worked with, to help us compare and contrast numbers. Now, if we don't understand how a number works and how those place values work, comparing numbers is not going to happen. We have to be able to look at a number, understand how many digits and how many places it goes in a place value, and which place value is bigger. So when we're comparing something, we're looking at how they are the same. How is this number the same? How is it different? How do they match up to each other? So if I was to compare an apple to an orange, I would say that an apple and an orange are the same because they're both a fruit. They both grow in trees. They're both good for you. But then the difference would be is that an orange, you have to peel it to get to the fruit. An apple, you don't. An orange basically comes in one type. An apple, you can get Granny Smith and Golden Delicious. So you're looking at how they're the same and different. Well, we can do that with numbers too. So let's say the number 163 and the number 421. Well, if I'm looking at them, I can see they both have 3 digits. 163 goes out to the hundreds place. 421 goes out to the hundreds place. So we know that they have the same number of digits. But then we can also look at how they are different. Well, 163 has a 1 in the hundreds place, while 421 has a 4. 163 has a 6 in the tens compared to a 2 in the ones. 163 has a 3 in the ones compared to a 1 in the ones. So there's different numbers in each one. The same number of digits, but different ones. So how can we tell which one is bigger? Well, we start by looking at the largest place value, which is our hundreds place here, 400 and 100. Now what I like to think about is which one would I rather have in cupcakes? Would I rather have 421 cupcakes or just 163 cupcakes? Well, if it was me, I would rather have 421 cupcakes. But now, how do I show this in a number sentence? Well, if we're talking about a number sentence, we have 3 symbols we would be able to use. We have this one, and this one, and this one. Now, this symbol means greater than, because the number to the left, as we read a number sentence, is greater than the number on the right. This one is less than, meaning the number on the left is less than the number on the right. And this one is equal to, meaning both numbers, the one on the left and the one on the right, are the same. So let's take a look at how this would work. Let's say I've got 354 and 178. Again, if I'm going to compare these two numbers, I need to go to the highest place value, my hundreds place. Both of these numbers have a hundreds place. So that's the only one I need to look at. Well, 300 is bigger than 100. So my alligator mouth is going to go towards the 354. And since the number on the right is bigger than the number on the left, I would read this as 354 is greater than 178. But it can also go the other way around. Let's say I've got 792 and 843. Well, I'm going to look at my largest place value, which once again is the hundreds place for both of them. And I'm going to look. 7 or 8, which one is bigger? Well, my 8 is a bigger number. So as I would read this, my number on the right is smaller than my number on the left, so it would be 792 is less than 843. Now, we can compare numbers in different ways. We could get two addition problems. So I've got 10 plus 2 and 8 plus 2. And I'm going to need to figure out which one is greater. To do this, I just simply need to solve the two math problems. 10 plus 2 is 12. 8 plus 2 is 10. Now which one is greater, 10 or 12? It would be 12. So 10 plus 2 is greater than 8 plus 2. Now we can also do this with money. Maybe I've got a nickel, a nickel, a nickel, and a nickel, and a dime, and a dime. Again, all I have to do is add up how much money is here. If I know a nickel is 5 cents, 4 nickels is 20. If I know 2 dimes, a dime is 10 cents, 2 of them would also be 20. Oh no, I have 20 and 20. That means my answer would be equal to. The number on the left is equal to the number on the right. Now, we can take this, as you see up here, and we can order numbers when we compare them. Put them in order from either least, meaning the smallest, to greatest, which means the biggest, or we can do it from greatest to least, meaning the biggest to the smallest. You must pay attention. It's not always going to be smallest to biggest. It's going to be biggest to smallest sometimes. Let's say they want us to go from least to greatest. Well, what we need to look at is our largest place value. Well, here's 100, here's 100, here's a 10, here's 100, and here's 100. So I know that my 14 is the smallest. Now, I like to cross things off when I'm done with it. So now I'm going to look at the next smallest. Well, that'd be a 1. This would be 198. I'm going to cross it off again. Uh-oh. Now I've got 2 2s. So what am I going to have to do? I have to go to the next place value, which is my tens place. And I've got a 5 and a 6. 5 is less than 6. 250 and 264, which finally leaves me with 316. So we can take a look at these place values to help us compare and order them. Now we have to be careful. Here's why we have to be careful. We may get a problem where we've got 97 and 342. Some people will get so quick, so excited, think, oh, this one starts with a 9, this one starts with a 3, 9's greater than 3. Wrong. Because when we look, 97 and 342, 97 only goes out 2 digits, the ones place and the tens place. 342 goes out 3 digits to the hundreds place, ones, tens, hundreds. If I have 100 of something, that is more than if I have 10 of something. So, 97 is actually less than 342. So I'd read that as 97 is less than 342. So make sure you take your time. You look at the numbers. You think about the place value they're in. And today we're going to do some work with these comparing numbers.